Good evening, everyone. I am back again with another guest. Today is kind of like a finances day, I guess, or maybe this week. We're going to be talking a lot of finances because finance is very important in our lives. It allows us to be free, not to be bound to our 9 to 5 jobs. But today, well, not today, well, this evening we have another guest with us. His name is Dr. Bumi Samuel. We're going to talk about ways to improve your finances, ways we can improve in the area of our finances. I'd like to welcome Dr. Bumi to our platform.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. So we're not going to waste too much time. We're just going to go straight into the topic. But before we go into the topic, I want to put Dr. Bumi on the hot seat a little bit.
Go ahead.
Okay. I want you to explain, not a hospital, but I want you to explain why finances is important. Why do you feel like finances is important? It's a topic that we as Africans or we as Black people need to take our financial life very seriously. So I want to hear from you about that.
Thank you so much, Pastor Nino. The reason why finances is very important is you cannot get this kind of knowledge anywhere except this kind of forum. There's no curriculum that the school ever developed that will teach you how to manage your finances. It's individual thing. Some parents that are very smart, they have started training their children when they are young how to handle their money, the little pocket money they gave them, how to manage it. But people like me, because my parents were never educated, nobody to guide me, I learned as I grew up. So I have to read so many books. I have to watch people before I could get to where I am today. That's why a lot of people, that's why we have so many, if you look at statistics today, you have like maybe, we talk about percentile, 5% percentile, 10% percentile are the only people that actually understand finances. So the 95%, 90% of the rest, they have no clue of it. That's why we have poverty smelling around our faces day by day. More people are going to debt because they have no clue about what finance is all about. I believe tonight, with the little knowledge I'm going to share with you, if you can take the bull by the horn and follow it. So I will encourage you to have your pen and paper handy. Don't just be the hearer, also be the doer, so that this word will not fall into the ground. I believe we're going to gain a lot tonight. Thank you, Pastor Nino.
Wow.
I hope I answer your question.
Yes, you answered my question. We have to understand that finances is very important. And just like you said, growing up, there was no teaching in schools. And in a lot of homes, there's no teaching at all. So however way I saw my parents spending money was the way I spend money. And then later on in life, you now begin to discover that, oh, if you don't, you're just living from paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, there's no adequate plan, and we're hoping that by virtue of what you're going to hear, that's what, just like Dr. Bumi said, get your pen and your paper. A lot of times, come here with the attitude to learn, so that your financial life can improve, and you are no longer in bondage to one thing or the other. You are free in the area of your finances. So let's get into the topic. What are one of the ways that you feel we can improve in the area of our finances?
If I say one of the ways, I let me say what are the various ways.
Various ways, okay.
Because the issue of finances is so complex. You have to use so many methods to achieve it. One of the very first way may be you have to be disciplined. No matter what knowledge I put on your head today, if you are not disciplined, you'll still be in bondage of poverty. So, when it comes to finances, the first thing we have to first learn is to understand how the money works. Because we struggle with it because no matter how much you make, if you don't have the principle of how finances work, you will be in bondage of poverty. To avoid that, you need to understand that. And when it comes to some of the ways that I want to discuss tonight, we have, I'm trying to pull up my PowerPoint here. So we have to know how finances work. Number one, we have to understand the laws of money. For example, the laws of expectations, the laws of commitment, because you have to commit yourself. When you're planning, you have to commit yourself. The laws of control, because some people, they don't have, they cannot control themselves. When they see anything, they buy it immediately. So the laws of management, some people are not organized. How to manage yourself, how to be able to set a proper budget. Laws of financial freedom. Some people, no matter how they plan, they like to spend too much. What about laws of productivity? The laws of self-discipline, the laws of enthusiasm, the laws of patience, persistence, and the last one is laws of true wealth. These are the laws that we need to understand. That means that you have to read a lot of books. You have to really understand finances. They are the laws that governs finances. If you don't understand it, to break even or break through may be hard. The more books you read, the more knowledge you have, the more you are well informed. And that's why I encourage everybody to try to understand how money works. What are the rules that governs money? Because if you don't, because I've seen some people, I've had it in this country where they win lottery, several millions, maybe 100 millions. In 3 years' time, the money is long gone because they're just going to be spending and spending because they didn't understand how to multiply those money. And that's what we need to learn tonight. What are things we need to do in order to improve our finances? And that's just one of the ways. You want me to go on or you want to?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Now, when it comes to finances, like I said, understand how money works. Dr. Sunday Adelaja, DSA, has written so many books, particularly on this area, lots of money. You have to understand it very well. Reading that book will set you free. You have to discover the source of money, because money, if you don't discover the source of money, you may think that your job 9 to 5, like Pastor Nino said earlier, will not help you. You're going to be, they call it a job over broke. You're going to continue to be broke because you only rely on your salary, and your salary you rely on cannot solve you, because the player that gave you the money, the salary, they have taken they have taken their own. They only gave you stipend. At the end of the day, that stipend will not be able to take care of yourself and your family. So you have to understand what are the ways you have to make. What ways you have to go by in order to make money. So some people can go into real estate in addition to your 9 to 5 job, because I'm not saying you quit your job today, but what I'm saying in essence is real estate, you can be doing part-time until when you start making big money before you quit that one, quit your 9 to 5 job. Stocks or bond. Some people can invest in stocks. Royalty, if you have something that you can sell, like a royalty, is another one. Cryptocurrency is now reigning now because some people doesn't know about cryptocurrency. It's another area that you can make money, but the bottom line is you have to learn how to save first which I'm going to talk in a few minutes. So when it comes to money, you have to discover, like I said, discover there are so many ways you can discover the source of money, whereby look at your gift, look at your skill, look at how you can leverage by going and retooling yourself. You need to go and retool yourself in the area that you did not even know before. Some of the areas that you can easily learn soft skill that can earn you more money. So people are driving Uber, nothing wrong with it, but it's used to supplement their income. So that one is helping them to save more. That's other ways to make more money. So the bottom line is savings. You have to save very well if you want to make money. And I remember when we started when I joined the DSA mentorship program, what they talk about mostly is savings. I never understand that. Even though I save a lot of money, I save at the same time. Not only just saving, I try to invest, but I don't know how to invest. But it taught us how to save. If you don't have culture of saving by now, I don't think to break even is going to be difficult. You need to save and save and save. How do you save? Just close your eyes and say, number one, I want to save 30% of my income or 20% of my income. After you have deducted your salary, your expenses, the leftover, try to as much as save those ones first. And when you save, because the money grows every day. So if you don't save those ones, how will you be able to invest? So you have to learn how to save. So when you save, and you cannot see the accumulation of that money, you cannot use to invest in anything you want to invest, which I'm going to talk about after. So you have to boost your earning capacity. I talked about it earlier. Boosting your earning capacity, it can be a form of retooling yourself, wherever you are working now. Let's say you are just a junior. How will you be able to get to maybe mid-level or senior management? Whether you need to go back to school, by the time you come back, your salary may increase. Also, try to understand what other people are earning out there. At times, you may be earning $20,000 a year. You think you are the kingmaker in that area. We have some other people that you don't even know are making $100,000, $1,000, $200,000. So I need to go and learn from them. What do they do? What kind of skill set do they have to make this money? So I need to when you watch them, ask them questions and go and learn those soft skills. What I understand these days, which I have done so far, and I've trained a lot of people, and I've moved people from zero income to 6-digit income very easily, because one of the areas that we have to look at is people who are making 6 digits today. They only did maybe one little training. Not that they go back to school and acquire another degree. Degree is good. I'm not saying you should not do that, but look at the skill that can earn you big money, because you want to boost your income. The only way you can do is to go back and learn soft skill. So soft skill is very, very important. People are going to IT now. Don't say because I don't know math, I don't know chemistry, physics. No, they won't ask you that. Because the IT of today is very easy, because it's a matter of click, 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 and click. You already done the job. So you don't need to know how to code. Don't remove the fear factor in you. If you don't remove the fear factor, because if you believe in God that you can do this, you will do it. That's what you need to understand when it comes to improving boosting your revenue, or your savings, any capacity. So another thing we have to also talk about is you don't want to spend more than you earn. And that's where I believe that's the example you are giving me about your parents. My parents too. Everybody. So we spend more than what we earn. But I remember when I was working in a bank in Nigeria back then. You know, the bankers they told me they make so much money. That's what we call high OU. Have you heard of it before?
Yes.
Okay. When the irony part of it, I work in the account department. They come to me the 5th of the month. After they have collected their money end of the month, the 5th of the month, I following month, they started coming to me, I owe you, start filling the form. By the time we get to the middle of the month, they always spend the money for the, so they keep on holding upon holding because of inability to control themselves. And then from there, I said, I don't want my life to be like this. Even though I was very young then, before I came to the country, I said, I don't want my life to be like this. You see, then you think they use big cars and all that, but they don't have any substance, no investment, nothing. They just spend their revenue, their salary on something frivolous, which is not good. So you need to have a culture of saving. We have to have, don't spend more than what you earn. Have a budget. The reason why we do that is because we don't have budget. Personally, if I come to you, can you borrow me $10 now? If it's not fitting your budget, don't borrow me. You have to look at your budget because we don't have budget, we are not, because I told you earlier about one of the laws of this thing, you have to have commitment, you have to be organized, have management skill, be able to be on top of your finances, be in control. If you're not in control of your finances, by the time end of the month, the money is long gone. So how will you be able to do that? Is to have control over your money. Don't spend. Look at how much you owe. You earn. If what you earn is $2,000 a month, you know how much you pay for your mortgage. You have some of them are fixed. Which ones are variable? So how you going to control the variables? Even the fixed one, you can even reduce it. If the fixed one is like your mortgage is $50 out of $2,000, that's a problem right there. Why can't you go and peer with somebody? And those are kind of things you can reduce it, because if we don't start cutting those kind of things, we may find ourselves in a big mess. So that is one. So spending less is very, very critical. So we need to beat hell out of the devourer, because when you are spending more than what you can chew, some people will buy big cars, big houses. At the end of the day, they will not be able to sleep in those houses because they have to work and work and work and work and work just to pay the mortgage. So like I said, you have to beat hell out of the devourer and block it from your finances, because inability to be able to make certain financial principle will hurt you in the long run. So that's why you have to avoid it. So another one, so you have to stop. For example, some people eat too much outside. They can't cook. I know a lot of ladies that doesn't want to cook. They keep on ordering food. How can you be ordering food all the time? So all the joint, what do they call them? The restaurants, they know you because you always do Uber drive and all that every day, instead of you to, because what you don't know is this. Bitcoin today, you may think it's true. Let's say, let's say Cardano like 50 cents. That Uber that money you are used to buy food, that you are still going to tip them, you can use those ones to buy cryptocurrency. Look at it. If you accumulate those ones, the money you spend in a week, multiplied by 52 weeks in a year, you will realize how much you are throwing away. I'm not saying you should not enjoy yourself once in a while, but don't make it an habit. Because the goal is to be able to save. Your goal is to save for future. Because if you don't save for future, there's going to be a problem. Because most of our I was talking to my set, the college I went to in Nigeria. We're having a meeting yesterday. What they say is our HOD then, the son was telling us, because our HOD at that time, it happens to be my classmate. He said, I don't want to make the mistake my dad made, because My father is old now. I have to be taking care of my father. I don't want my children to be taking care of me. I want to have my own money. That's the principle that we have to have now. A good father leave what? Inheritance for his children's children. But in most of the time now, the father is one taking the inheritance of the so the father is one taking inheritance of the children now, because the children cannot even save now, because you are now becoming a liability to your children. We don't want to be a liability to our children. That's why we have to have culture of savings. We have to be able to invest wisely and all that. Am I going too fast, or
Yeah,
do you
you're
have further
going, you're going steadily. So keep going.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, you have to stop eating outside. Casting some of the monthly subscriptions. If you look at your phone now, you always get the best of the phone, the best service. You subscribe to all kinds of stuff on your phone, your cable TVs, and how many are you using productively? Because watching YouTube, even YouTube, your people are used to make money. You are not yours, it's just to subscribe everywhere. You subscribe the Prime, everything is Prime, Prime, Prime. So at the end of the day, you are paying and paying and paying, and nothing is coming to you. So if you need to cancel something that you don't really need, cancel it. It doesn't have value to you, cancel it, because the goal is you want to save enough money to be able to invest wisely. That is that. So one of the ways, like I said earlier, investment is another big thing I want to really talk about. We talk under the loss of money. We talk investment is a big part, because you may save and put all your money in the bank. At the end of the day, the bank will give you maybe 0.001%. Is that a good business decision? No. So what you want to do is you have to learn about investment as well. Investment is a key thing, because if you look at all the millionaires we see in the whole world, those 5% time, 10% I mentioned earlier, they invest. They invest their money wisely. They don't throw money anyhow. They make sure that they invest their money in so many areas. It can be in be a cryptocurrency. It can be in real estate. Real estate is one of those areas they make most of their money, because many people doesn't even own houses. You have to rent. You cannot live in your car, or you cannot live on the street. You have to rent homes. Who owns those houses? These are billionaires. So you want to make sure that you save so that you'll be able to buy your own property, or even investment property. Don't believe that your house is going to be crashed, it's going to crash, and because of that, so many people lost houses 10 years ago because I don't want to do it. No. Make sure that you have you get an get information, and invest your money wisely. When you invest your money in real estate, at the end of the year, you have a lot of tax write-off. And not only that, when you sell the house in the next few years, you're going to see a lot of return on your investment. It may be 50%, maybe 30%, even if it's 10%, it's something. Some people invest in cryptocurrency. For those people that invested in cryptocurrency last year, I know they'll be smiling to the bank by now. Whereas some people doesn't believe in it, that this is a gimmick, it will not work, it's going to crash. Now the Bitcoin we are selling for $11,000 last year is that same amount they are selling now is $60,000. If you have invested your salary then, I mean your money then in Bitcoins, this is not where you find yourself today. Even you are talking, I think you talk about you want to retire earlier, Pastor Nino. If you have invested $100,000 in Bitcoin last year, let's say when it was $5,000,
Yes.
will you say you will not retire right by now?
Of course, by now
You must have retired. Because that's what we need to let everybody know, because this is information age. You have to glue yourself to social media where you get information. YouTube. There are so many trainings on YouTube that you can leverage. All those things you need information. You have to be in the cycle of people who are giving you wealth of information, not where they're going to be talking about the other person who is interested in these days. Get yourself informed, and you can now make informed decision. It's very, very important. So investment is a key part that I will encourage everybody to do if you really want to liberate yourself in this world from this poverty we find ourselves, because our parents will not teach us, the school will not teach you, because the people that set up the curriculum doesn't want you to be liberated. They don't want to be liberated, because if they know the secret of money that we can pass around, they would have done it long time ago. So that you have to learn from people. This kind of event that we are having today will help you to be able to gain informed decision, whereby gain knowledge, so that when you start applying it, it will better your life. I hope I'm not going too fast.
You're good.
So, as I said, it's very important to invest. So let your money work for you. That's another thing that you have to. Investment is very good, because you put your money there and you don't do anything. Let your money be working for you. So don't be in a habit of working for money. And that's the problem. That's only part of it. Our parents did that. Our grandparents did that. Also we are doing the same thing. So it's very important for our money to work for us. Don't let us work for money. Because let's say you have investment in 10 places now. As you are about to sleep now, your investment is still working. Let's say you invested in China now. China has already woken up. They already did their day. So your money is working in China now while you are sleeping in America. Or you invested your money in Nigeria. Your money is working right now in Nigeria. It's about, maybe they're about to wake up now. So you have to understand that when you invest your money in so many areas, you don't need to work hard again, because you are now working more, you are working smart. So it's very important to understand that aspect. Converting your purpose, gift, and passion into goods and services is another way that will help you to accelerate your finances. Some of us have purpose, we have gift, we have passion, but we never convert it to money. Because you may see some people who are very gifted in one area or the other, whether they can sing or they can dance or you can do all kind of stuff. How will you be able to convert it? Because DSA talk about this, they even wrote a book on it. How will you be able to convert your passion, your gift, your purpose to money? So you need to convert it. Conversion is very, very important. Some of us don't understand how to convert. Conversion is very, very important, because you have to look at it to see how would you trade it for money. What you are doing. That's why people are going to YouTube. Some people are doing video clips. They are doing freelance writers and all that. That's because that's not what they went for in school. They are able to convert their purpose, their gift, and their passion. So people know how to cook. They know how to cook, maybe for people, and they don't know how to leverage it. So now you start seeing YouTube now. They open a YouTube channel and show you how to cook stew, how to cook this, how to cook that, and they put on YouTube channel, and now the people are now watching it. So what happened? They monetize it. So some people knows how to backbite, talk. You see all those kind of. I think there are so many people like that in UK, whereby they abuse themselves on the Facebook and all that. They are making money out of it. I'm not saying what they are doing is good, but they are making money out of it.
Yes.
They are making serious money out of it. Maybe that's their gift, that's their purpose. I don't know. That's their own purpose or that's their own passion. But they are able to convert it. So time conversion is very, very important in our life. Convert whatever you do to money, because the goal is to accelerate your finances. I don't know whether that one will ring bell. I don't know the kind of passion you have, the kind of gift God has wired you with. So how can you convert it? So you want to give yourself financial security with an emergency savings fund. some of us doesn't have financial security. We don't have emergency fund. When something happens, they start running around. Only can you borrow me $200? You look at it, you don't have $200 as big as you are. You have this Lexus car, you have this Jeep. You cannot, one time you don't have $200 because they don't save. That's why between savings and the emergency fund, both of them are savings. The emergency fund is you want to keep it on the side, just in case you run into any emergency. Your car broke down, your child is sick, or you want to take care of certain emergency. Always make sure you have it there. Maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000. Put it somewhere. Maybe in an interest-yielding account, whereby you can easily get the money where you need it. So some of us don't understand that that's another problem, whereby we put yourself into serious trouble and we have to be running around. And they said they talk about you. How will they not talk about you when you did not do the right thing? When you did not have emergency fund somewhere to help you during the emergency. So you have to set a rule for emergency savings, but don't be afraid to use it when you need it. Don't keep it there and say when the situation arises, say, I don't want to spend it. No, emergency fund is meant for emergency, and don't mix it with your savings, your investment savings. Don't mix it together. Let emergency be somewhere whereby when there is a need, you just go in and use it, and make sure you put another one there. You keep on saving for it. It may be 1% of your salary goes into emergency, whereby the remaining, maybe if you're going to try to save 10%, 1% goes to emergency, 9% goes to your investment savings. Maybe you can do that, but you have to do a proper budget. Make sure those things are put in place. And also, another thing that we don't normally do, maybe because we came from Africa, is very pathetic, is we don't insure ourselves. Unfortunately, we don't protect ourselves. We are working and working and working and working. No investment. No insurance. When the insurance, we're talking about life insurance, property insurance, your car insurance. Some people are driving without insurance. When anything happens, they lose everything they think they have. At times we try to play safe. It doesn't work like that. Particularly life insurance, because you don't know what may happen tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I've stopped contributing money for GoFundMe for people in America here, when we have opportunity to have proper insurance, because somebody will die. I'm not saying we should not contribute money to, but when you're supposed to have taken care of certain things, we refuse to do that, and they will not, because you are now becoming a burden to everybody around you. That doesn't make sense. Knowledge is power. How much are you paying on insurance? That is very difficult. I remember I've been doing life insurance for the past 24 years. The first year I got this country, first thing I did was insurance. I said, I want to insure myself. I started with the regular one, what they call the first one, the one that increases every time. No, not life insurance. It's life insurance, but not with universal index. The first one that grows, that as you are growing older, you are paying more. I forgot the name. So I did it for almost like maybe 15 years before I got the universal index. I have to insure even up to my son. I insure everybody so that I don't want anybody to be a liability to anybody. And you pay your premium every month. So if you pass away tomorrow, I have a friend of mine that said, if it's in the plane, he told me this. He said, if it's in the plane and if the plane is start to, as if it's going to crash, he said, it doesn't worry. I said, why? Is it because he's already sure himself and his family, is everything happen, my family is going to be okay? Which is what we have to learn. We should not be, some people are afraid of death today because we have not put our house in order. We have to put our house in order by having proper insurance. Go and look at yourself. You don't want people to be contributing GoFundMe for you. It does not a good thing for you. You have big cars, you don't have insurance. What's the point? So, and they also save for your retirement. Because I said that earlier, some of us we don't save for insurance. I mean, for our time, retirement is very, very important. Retirement is very, very important. Save for your future. Save now for your future so that when you grow old, you don't have to be working at that time. I always tell people I want to retire early. Why should I say that? Is because I've made provision for those things that is very critical to my life so that I don't have to worry about money. So the dividend and also my retirement that I've contributed all these years will be able to take care of me rather than be working towards your you see some people working in the Walmart, older people, some of them are doing freelancing, but it's okay. Some people have to work because they have to work so that they'll be able to pay their mortgage or their bills. I don't want that life to be like that. I believe the others on this platform are listening to all this. These are the principle of life that we have to make sure that we take care of. Not tomorrow, I mean now. That's why I said you have to write a lot of all this thing we discussed today. If this is going to be posted on YouTube and Facebook, play it back again. Take a note. The one that you are missing, try to go and exercise it. Go and do it. Don't just be the hearer, be the doer because eventually it's going to benefit you in the long run. And also, some of us are in the we another thing I want to mention here, which is I'm running up right now, is we have to plan to pay down our debt. Some of us is like we have a yoke of debt on our neck. Whenever any phone rings in your house, you panic. Some people doesn't want to open their mailbox because they have a pile up of debt. So don't if you just go and start negotiating with your debtor, go and start negotiating. There's so many ways you can negotiate your debt. You so that you say I can't pay it. Let me start paying you. You have to pay your debt. So if the debt is too much, there's a way you can pay. I mean, lower your debt by negotiating with them. It's very important. But make sure that you pay down your debt so that I mean when you pay down your debt, you'll be free to save. And the last one also only borrow what you can afford. That's another problem we face. We borrow too much without ever thinking about where we're gonna when we're going to pay the money. Some of us will borrow the money from friends who ask you who ask you no contract in a good faith. They gave you this money, and the problem about it is when they gave you the money and you start running away from the person, the person now become a bad person to you. Don't do that. Only borrow what you can save. Even if you need to avoid completely because you can live without even borrow those money. Even if you could go and take a second job, go and take it rather than borrow the money that you will not be able to. Because of this, it will prevent you from reaching your maximum. And I would advise you today, if you really want to get out of this cycle of poverty, the best way is to ensure that you save, like I said earlier on, invest, as well as lower the amount you borrow. Thank you, Pastor Nino. I don't know if I've
Wow. Thank you so much on sharing the ways to improve our finances. We shouldn't live a life of borrowing. We shouldn't borrow to buy liabilities. We shouldn't borrow to impress people with with the type of car we. So that was a very good last point you shared. So basically, want to summarize what you share with us is first of all, to improve your finances, you must develop a culture of savings. So that means you and I, we must become very good savers. And you talked about striving to save 30% of your income. Now you said something, and I think I would like to see if you can buttress it a little bit more. You said about having investments for savings for investment, and then savings for what do you call it? For
Emergency funds.
emergency funds. So how can one balance the two of them? So are you trying to say that, okay, if you're going to save, let's say you're going to save 10,000 or $1,000, so maybe you put $900 into your account where you're going to use for investments, and then you put that $100 into another account for emergency. Is that what? How would you? How do you do that in
So
your own finances?
so when it comes to savings, like I said, you have to have aggressive savings.
Hmm.
In my case, I share my own with you, even with DSS team, how much I save. I don't want to, because of the audience, I don't want to talk about it on this platform. I try as much to save as much as I can. Even my 401k, I try to make sure I save the same way. So that the little one we have is what you plan for. The problem is the more you see money in your account, the more you start spending them. Why can't you close your eyes and make sure you don't have more than $100, $200 in the account every time? So the culture I'm talking about, I'm going to explain to you your question. The culture is have automatic deduction. Before you get your salary, let 20% goes to this, 10% go to that, and the remaining is what you are living by or living with. That will force you to save. That's number one. So it depends on your calculations because if you set the proper things very right, maybe emergency we're talking about, it may be car broke down, how much in a year, in a day, in a month. Maybe it's $200, the worst case scenario. You can multiply by, let's say, multiply by two. Let's say $400 a month towards emergency. You don't need to put big money in emergency. $400 in there will save you in rainy day. So every month you keep on putting $400 there. By the time you do it like 5 months, stop. Because you have not used the last 4 months. So stop it. You can continue to convert the rest to. So not until you use the $1,600 you put in the account before you start saving again. But you want to make sure that you always have cash available should there be any emergency. Some of our people, credit card is their emergency. Wrong, wrong, wrong. That's not good. Always have cash available. When they wake you up like this, don't be scratching your head because you don't have anything or be telling stories. Just go and dip your money into emergency. That's what it's for. Don't afraid to spend it. So it's meant for that. I hope I clarify your question.
Yes, yes. So everybody should not just. I think for me, I will just save for investments. So I'm just learning today that I should equally maybe put a part of it into savings for emergency, and then also have savings for investment as well. Well,
So let me buttress something on that.
yeah.
If you save all your money in your investment, you do something, that means you have to go and sell some of your investment to pay for emergency. That's not good.
Yes.
Some of them may penalize you in your investment. Let's say you have an investment that's locked for 1 year, and then you have emergency. Do you have to go and cancel the contract because you want to pay for this? So always make sure that you have investment money separate from. I believe that will clarify that question very well now.
Yes, yeah. It does clarify that question right now. So I kind of want to summarize what we discussed, and then we'll close. What would you say to someone that is right now living paycheck to paycheck, no savings, no investments, how can they begin to improve their finances? How can they begin to break free from just living paycheck to paycheck? Because that's a pandemic in the lives of many homes today.
So the number one habit to recognize that you are. There's an adage that says the day the madman knows that is a mad is mad, that's when he's ill.
Mm.
What am I saying in essence is this day you know that you are living from paycheck to paycheck, that means that you have set yourself off from that condition you find yourself. Now, like I said, you have to empower yourself with a lot of books because most of us doesn't read. That's the problem. You have to empower yourself with some financial books, knowledge, like loss of money. Because no matter how much you save, how much you try to empower yourself, if you don't understand the financial principles, no matter how, that's why education is number one. You have to empower yourself with knowledge. Take for example, I was one of those people that enrolled in the DSS mentorship program, Millionaires Mentorship Program. I save, no doubt about it. But do I get good returns of my money? I always put my money foolishly in the bank. In the bank. So the first training we had was savings. I said, I don't have a problem with savings. Okay. We start talking about investment. I now see so many areas I can invest my money to. Now I've reversed the tide. My money is no longer in the bank. My money is tied down in one investment or the other now. My money is working for me. So if you are living from paycheck to paycheck today, first thing you have to do, number one, start saving. The little one you have, make sure you start cutting. If you are living in a big house before, go and cut it to half. Put people in. You want to start saving at the same time. While you are saving, don't invest here because you don't know anything about investment. Now you need to start imparting yourself with knowledge. Knowledge is the key. So savings can be going along with the knowledge. So it is when you have the knowledge now, you can now start applying those knowledge on the savings you have. So savings and knowledge has to go, we call it pari passu, you go side by side. So those things, that's what I'm going to recommend to whoever that find himself in this kind of predicament.
Okay, so savings and knowledge. What books would you recommend for people to read?
I don't have it on top of my head right now, but I know DSA has published so many books on finance. Easy to read. I can't remember on top of my head. Maybe after the maybe I can provide some.
Money will make
money
you
doesn't
rich.
make you rich.
Yeah.
Money doesn't make you rich.
Yeah.
And those kind of books will help you a lot financially. You need to empower yourself with books. I don't have some of it on top of my head.
Yeah, I can give some. Money will make you rich. Secure your financial future. Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book on Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That one is good. Because that one actually compare his father with somebody else's father.
Yeah.
One is rich, one is poor.
One is poor.
And they're exposed to the same information.
Yes.
Exposed to the same money, but the way they apply themselves different.
Are different. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's many of them. It's just grow wealth without tears. That's by Sunday Elijah too. Yes. So there are many of them. It's very important for you if you find yourself in a situation where you are always waiting for the next paycheck. You need to arm yourself with knowledge of how money works, and then also you need to go through some financial literacy training on how to get a better handle of your finances. because finances is very, very important. And sadly, today, it's not being taught in schools, it's not being taught in our homes, and in some cases, it's not even being taught in church.
No, most churches doesn't even
Yeah, most
condone
churches
it.
don't talk about it. So it's very important for you, it doesn't matter how young or how old you are, to get a better handle of finances. And you also said something that was very important is we, especially us that as we're growing older, we need to take care of our loved ones as it pertains to life insurance. Every month or every week, I get GoFundMe. Somebody passed on, there is no money, and now people are now trying to gather money together to pay for the funeral costs. That is something that should not be so, and it's very prevalent amongst us blacks and Africans. We need to take care of our families so that in the next however long we are here, they are well taken care of. The Bible says that a man leaves an inheritance for his children. So that means whatever you should be thinking about, not just your child, but the child that he or she is gonna have, that they are all well taken care of. And I believe that when we do these things, we improve our finances. We're no longer bound to our 9 to 5. We are free to do exactly what God has placed us on this earth to do, and we're free to be a blessing to the help the poor. We're free to empower people in one form or the other. Well, Dr. Bumi, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for this lecture that you gave us tonight. It's very important for us in the area of finances to really work hard, and the hard work is not just physical labor; it's equally in our minds, so that we now know that for a man, it doesn't matter. Financial freedom has nothing to do with color of skin. If you know and you apply those laws, you can equally be free in the area of your finances. Well, thank you all so much
You're
for
welcome.
joining us tonight. We appreciate you all. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm getting closer to the big 40. So we're doing these programs just as a means of enlightening people and helping us in one area or another, so that we can be a blessing to our world, to be a blessing to our generation. We have done so many videos. I think I've done almost 15 videos now, so you can always go on my Facebook feed or my page, and you can check those videos out. And also on my YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe, and you can see all the videos. I've done many. I think I've done close to 100 videos are there. So thank you all so much. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you. I see my wife is here. Thank you so much. Sister Mabel, always been here. Thank you so much. I'm already getting a birthday greeting. Sister Mabel, thank you so much. Uh, yes, Borrow, yes. Yes, just so many comments. We appreciate you all. We thank you for the support. And let's go and let's liberate our generation from financial lack, financial poverty, and let's begin to live life to the fullest and to the glory of His name. Thank you so much, and bye for now.